So, Stephen King, for a long time, was very addicted to certain things. It was cocaine and alcohol, which helped him with certain things, but he doesn't even remember directing Maximum Overdrive, but he embellished what his other role, Richard Bachman, very specifically in The Dark Half. This was definitely a very great adaptation, 1991. A classic Jekyll and Hyde story. One of the top Stephen King adaptations, says Variety. Master of horror Stephen King and George A. Romero, Night of the Living Dead, have created a gripping, creepy, frightening LA reader film that thrills, shocks, and works us over. LA Times, featuring intelligent screenplay and first-rate cast. The New York Times, including Oscar winner Timothy Hutton. The Dark Half will keep you captivated to the chilling end. Horror writer Thaddeus Beaumont Hutton hopes to distance himself from his murder novels and from George Stark. The name used anonymously, however, comes alive, and we get a man that just pretty much wants his revenge. So what's going on here is I guess you can call the duality of what one could feel. So, writing under a pseudonym, you want to use a different style of writing, like rather than just have like a bunch of big chapters or where nothing really happens for a couple of chapters and suddenly everything just inflates from there. That's what that is what I felt like what was happening was two different styles of writing and how one grapples with the identity of who the heck am I? And that is the big question that was posed. So with him being an author, he's raising kids and got a wife and everything, but then lo and behold, the fetus that was in his brain, they actually talk about twins and how like the stronger twin can overcome the weaker twin. I was not expecting some unusual stuff like that, but I don't know. It just works here. And we actually get to see the other, because Timothy Hutton's performance is freaking great. He plays a mild-mannered, loving father that's married to his wife, but then we also get to see him portray his own twin. The stylish, suave, freaking dark George Stark even has a car that says high-toned son of a bitch. That is a very beautiful black-toned car. I mean, this thing is amazing to look at, but with the straight razor that he has, he just goes around terrorizing people. And with the look that he has, the slick black hair, the boots, and everything else, he just breathes cool but evil at the simultaneously. Especially when he gets the first victim in a hotel room, forces her to make a phone call, and when she reveals a little too much, and when he says, "Yeah, please do not disturb the peace that the good mood that I am in." Multiple times this happens, and all the while you're just looking at him like you want them to meet. You really do. And when they do, and with all the buildup and everything, all the tension, I mean. And then you have the other half, you have Thaddeus, who's trying to maintain his innocence because he doesn't know what's going on. And he believes that his alter ego has come alive, and as he does, he's like he starts to have some of the crimes done and everything else, and you just get to see how it works. So obsessions and stuff like that. I'm just thinking to myself, wow, I'm enjoying this. This movie is 2 hours long, and a little bit of it, I just wanted to get to the dang finish. I wasn't bored, but it just felt like it needed a little bit more scarce, a little bit more tension, I would say, roughly around the hour and 10 mark. I don't know. It just needed one more moment with him to make this really stand out alive, because when it's good, but just I don't know. They have a mock death for the alter ego, but when it comes out alive, starts like eliminating people. I'm like, okay, so they get rid of the digger, a guy named Homer, and everything else. Maybe they just want to maybe just a little bit more to seem like that the 2 hour runtime should have happened. But we get enough omens of death, including the sparrows in the beginning in a hospital when the twin is eliminated or whatever. The family takes them and buries them. They didn't, because who the heck would expect them to be alive? That twin to be alive. So I don't know. Then we get a talk from a person who studies like ornithology, whatever the study of birds is called, and it says, yeah, that sparrows are an omen of death, and how they come in kind of in descent, like in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. That was pretty cool to see. Because they had, yeah, what was that? Like 1,500 birds that would eat 100 pounds of suet and other stuff like that. It was very interesting trivia. And she also smoked a pipe. Name a time that you've seen a woman smoke a pipe. There's usually cigarettes or whatever, but I've never seen a woman smoke a pipe except for in this movie. Right. But yeah, ultimately when we get to the end, it's so good, it's so chilling, especially when he takes the family hostage. Ooh, that was so delightfully great. And yeah, it's like a great standoff between the two authors. They have pencils called the Black Beauty. Oh, when I was watching this, I'm like, oh, this is the ending that I've been wanting. But it's George A. Romero, so there's going to be a lot of tension and atmosphere inside this house. So yeah, definitely, it's like, yeah, with the dark half, this eventually is of course how Stephen King would deal with his alter ego and his addictions and stuff like that. So yeah, 2 hours and 1 minute. Maybe could have used maybe one more scare, but yeah, definitely the dark half underrated. Give it a watch.